So I just uploaded a video about a dream I had about UFOs or UAFs, whatever the proper terminology is now. And I thought, why not do a quick video on the 4 different sightings I've had in my lifetime. The first one, I was around 8 or 9. I was looking out my living room window and up at the sky because I was often wondering if we were all there was, us humans. I just couldn't, even at a young age, believe that we were all there is in the universe. And I was looking up there and I saw a rounded object in the sky with lights around the outer edge of the circle, and they were moving in a sequence, a circular sequence. And as those lights were moving in a circular sequence, the round object itself was moving in like a circular motion, as best I can remember. I was like 8 or 9. Then when I was a teenager, 15 to 17 maybe is my best guess, I was riding in the car with my cousin, and he saw it too. It wasn't just me. I remember we stopped the car. It was a huge triangle shape. It wasn't directly over our car, but it was in front of us a little ways. And it's like the tips of the triangle were not there. And at each corner of where the triangle tips would be was a light. And it just kind of hovered there. And then, best I can remember, it just flew off or something. Or we drove off and left it hovering. I don't know. It was freaking us out. I know that. Then, when I was in my 30s, and I was sitting outside every night looking at the sky. This night, it wasn't dark yet. It was kind of dusk. The sun was setting and it was still, you could still see pretty good. I was sitting on my steps and I looked to my right directly across the street from me, right directly over my neighbor's house, which is not that high up. It was just low enough to be hiding behind the tree. I saw a orb, and it was a deep, deep reddish. It was fascinating. I'd never seen anything like it. And it came out behind the tree, slow and steady. I mean, very slow and steady. Like, hello, notice me. And then it got a little ways across, over top of my neighbor's house, about towards where the street was, because we both sit on a corner of 2 streets. And then it's like, it just blink, it wasn't there. And then I noticed over behind the tree, either it had popped behind the tree again, or a different one was behind the tree. But that one went blink, gone, and then there's one right there behind the tree again. And again, it came out very slow and steady and floated. And it continued to float real slow across the street and across the playground, because our kids' school was right there, diagonal from my house. It sat right there, and it floated across the school playground, and I was so intrigued. I wanted to follow it so bad, but a little part of me, a little voice is like, well, what happens if something, what if abduction's real and you disappear and your kids don't have their mom? And so, I wish I would have followed. Then really recently, just a few days ago, I was driving at night and come around this corner, approached a stop sign, and I looked up at the sky. I really wanted to see something. I'm like, it's been like over 10 years. I haven't seen anything in a long time. I wonder if I'll ever see anything again. And I look up, and there's 3 little tiny orbs. I mean, they're little. They look just like stars, maybe a teeny bit bigger. And they did this funny little movement that was sporadic and random. It was almost like the 3 of them were dancing together in the sky. It was not the movement of a satellite, because I know about satellites. It was not an airplane, because actually an airplane did go by right after that, and they're bigger light and they're flashy. These were not very big. The star orb looking things did not flash or blink or change colors or nothing. They just looked like stars, almost like falling stars, but they did not fall in the way falling stars normally do, like I have seen many times in my life. So my husband mentioned maybe it could have been drones, but realistically, trying to I'm not saying it was UFOs, wasn't UFOs. I don't think it was drones, because the drones I've seen have more than one light, or they have multicolored lights, or they just don't look like a little solid white light, star-sized light. At least not the ones I've seen. So that's 4 different times I've seen something interesting, I'll say, in the sky. Each time it was different completely. First time circles, second time triangle, third time a red orb, and the 4th time 3 tiny little white orbs. So take it as you want to take it. I'm not saying it was aliens or it was UFOs, definitely, or that it was even from another planet. It could have been our own stuff that we've made in our country, or it could have been from other countries. Not my problem to label what it was. I just know there's been 4 times in my life I've seen cool shit in the sky. And if you would like, tell me all about anything you might have seen and what your thoughts are.